So, ladies and gentlemen, today we have a very interesting video. Like, very, very interesting. Because we have some updates as well as some other updates and news. Then we have a bunch of Switch 2 game leaks, other news, and even more evidence of GTA 6 coming over to the Switch 2. I know, it's getting pretty crazy. And on top of all of this, I think we might even have potential evidence of a new Nintendo Direct. Potentially. So let's go and get right into this video. Yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on this week, but almost every single day, as soon as I upload my video, because I make these a day in advance, you know, I make it this evening and I schedule it for tomorrow morning. As soon as I upload a video, more news just keeps coming and coming out. It's so crazy, but it's also very exciting. It almost sounds like I'm complaining, but that's the whole point of me making these videos, you know, finding cool news to talk about. But there's so much news to talk about. So before we get started, if you could hit a like and subscribe, that would truly mean the world to me, truly. And also, if you could follow me on Instagram and Twitter to help our communities grow, that would be awesome as well. And let's just go ahead and get right into this one. So the first thing I want to do quickly is talk about Splatoon Raiders. And this is something I honestly didn't think I was going to talk about really at all. I've said it multiple times that I try to get into Splatoon, literally every single Splatoon game out there. I tried to play it, none of them clicked for me. I think Splatoon looks cool, I think the premise is awesome, but something about the gameplay, it just felt like off to me. And it's one of those games that I've always wanted to play, and I said a year or two ago that it would be really cool if we got a Splatoon spin-off, because then maybe people like me could get into the franchise. Well, now we have Splatoon Raiders, and I sit here and watch the Splatoon Direct today, and I don't know what the hell Nintendo does, but every time they have one of these Directs on a game I'm not really sold about, I just say, wow. And I get it. That's the whole point of the Direct, right? To help explain the game a little bit more to you and sell it to you and get you more interested in it. But this happened with Donkey Kong Bonanza. I watched a Direct and I could not wait to play it. I don't know if I'm quite there yet with Splatoon Raiders, but I sat here and watched the Direct today, and essentially it's a looter shooter. And it looks awesome. And there's all these really cool gadgets and these unique abilities, and the graphics look just fantastic. Like the Switch 2 graphics department, whatever, Nintendo is really knocking it out of the park with the graphics. And I mean, most importantly, what is the price? Like $50 or something like that? So it's very, very affordable. I'm still not 100% sure that I'm going to pick it up, but I'm leaning towards that way. You know, I have a bunch of stuff in the backlog right now. I'm still trying to beat the Adventures of Elliot, and then I have some other stuff I want to play. But if I don't have anything to play, I could see myself really picking this up. And a few months ago, I really had no interest at all. So yeah, Splatoon Raiders, how do you guys feel about this so far? Now, that's a game that's coming out, but now we're about to talk about a game that is already out that you technically can't buy on the eShop anymore. And that game is for Cruis'n Blast. I've said it a million times. I've recommended this game also a million times. I think this is one of the most underrated and best arcade racing games that we ever got on the Switch. You can still luckily buy this physically, like at Walmart and a few other places for $20. And I think it is a great pickup. Like, I remember playing these truly 20 plus years ago, and they were always fun. So I didn't have high expectations for the one that came to the Switch, but it was a treat to play. But unfortunately, this game has now officially been removed from the eShop, and with no warning at all. Like, hey, we're doing this, so buy it while you want. It was just delisted. Now, you might say, well, you know, it's Cruis'n Blast. Who really cares that much? But my rebuttal to that is, this is why physical games are so important. With a digital storefront, which is enticing sometimes because it's available and sometimes you get better deals, these games can be gone in an instance. And not even games. I think Sony removed like 500 movies the other day from movies that people had purchased. So me personally, I will always buy physical. I have a ton of DVDs in the front room. I have Blu-rays. I buy books. I like physical objects, and I know the newer generation, some of them are kind of coming around to it, but a lot of them are like, who the hell cares? Just buy it digital. This is why this is so important. So yeah, man, not a great update there. And today has been a very busy day for new games being rated for the Nintendo Switch 2. So we're going to fire through these kind of quickly, and then this will go into why I think there's another Nintendo Direct right around the corner. And if I had to guess, a partner showcase. So we had Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine Master Crafted Edition rated by the ESRB today for the Switch 2 and the PS5. We had Outlaw Handful of Missions Remastered rated by the ESRB for the Switch 2. And then we also had a game called Petite Planet rated for the Switch 2 and PC. And this is like one of those gacha style games, I guess. Like a gacha style Animal Crossing like game. So whatever. Are these games the most exciting games of all time? No, I'll probably not play any of these, right? But this had me thinking. We had 3 games just rated today for the Switch 2. Then I was thinking about all the other big games that were rated for the Switch 2 that we still have not seen yet. Games like Guardians of the Galaxy, which I think is a phenomenal game. But then I was thinking about other games that were rated for the Switch 2, like Starfield, and we still have seen nothing for that as well. So these were games we expected to see in a Nintendo Direct, and that didn't happen. With the way Microsoft is moving right now, and it's kind of back and forth with them, but you would think they would want more people to play Starfield, so that would have showed up in the last General Direct. So with these 3 games that were rated just today, and I think some other stuff was rated last week, like Diablo 4, and a few other games. And then we have stuff like Guardians of the Galaxy and Starfield and a million other things I'm sure I'm forgetting. It just seems like there's still going to be another event right around the corner. And as soon as we had that General Direct, I had that feeling. I think I even said it in a few videos. Like, I don't think that's the last thing we're going to have Nintendo Direct related until October or September. There's probably going to be a Zelda something in July. I don't know if it would be called a Zelda Direct or whatever. Some kind of 40th anniversary presentation, a new look at the game, the first Zelda trailer, other stuff Zelda related, and, you know, this, that, and the other thing. But I also think we could get a random partner showcase / indie world. I like when Nintendo does that. It's like 10 or 15 minutes of an indie world and 20 minutes of a partner showcase. I could definitely see us getting that in July or August, because I still feel like there's a bunch of Nintendo Switch 2 games that are just waiting to be revealed at pretty much any moment. You know what I mean? Like, sure, some of these will be shadow drops or just revealed on Twitter or something, and then we'll get a release date or a random trailer on YouTube. But a lot of these would make more sense for a presentation. Speaking of new Nintendo Switch 2 games, there was a game that was shown off, I honestly think, last year in the last big General Direct of 2025, and that game was the Oblivion Remake, which, did that game come out in 2025 as well, or 2024? I'm not really sure. To be honest, I didn't even play Skyrim until like a month before the Switch 2 came out. It was one of the last games I played before the Switch 2 came out, and I fell in love with it. I thought it was awesome. So after I beat that, or I didn't even beat it, like the game glitched out, typical Bethesda stuff. But after I played it, I really could not wait to experience other Elder Scrolls games, and everybody was saying, well, play the remastered version of Oblivion. That was before this was revealed for the Switch 2. Now, it was strange that they revealed it with no release date, so maybe they were like cooking a little bit more on it or whatever. But today we have a very promising update for this game. Not only the release date, but something we all wanted to hear. So Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered will release on August 11th of this year, and the thing we all want to hear, this game is not a game key card, it is fully on the cartridge. Now here's what's strange with Bethesda, right? And you know, I guess everything like Bethesda adjacent, like machine games and Xbox, Microsoft stuff. We got Indiana Jones fully on cartridge. That's amazing. We're getting Oblivion Remastered fully on cartridge. Again, that sounds amazing. But they gave us Skyrim code in box and also Fallout 4 code in box. Like, I bought it on the eShop, but I think that's also available code on box. So it just feels weird that they're picking and choosing. And I get it. It's the newer games that were released more recently that are getting fully on cartridge. So maybe focus on those more or whatever. But I just feel like they're doing a huge disservice by not putting these all physical on cartridge, because everybody would buy them more. Now, as excited as I am to potentially play this game, because I have a PlayStation 5, I could have played it there. It wasn't wait for the Switch 2 version to come out, and that's the problem, right? Like, hey, I want to play this, but I need to wait for the Switch 2. No, I could have played it on the PlayStation 5, but everything I've read and looked up and seen about this game, This is the general, like talk about it is the game came out, and while it is playable, it was pretty much abandoned. Like, yes, it has the quote unquote Bethesda jank, but it's also way more broken than that. I've heard people's save files were deleted and just a slew of problems. And it wasn't like, you know what, this is going to happen, but in a couple of months they'll come and they'll patch everything. No, they just straight up abandoned it. Is that the exact same version we're going to get on the Nintendo Switch 2? Because if that's the case, what the hell is the point, right? Normally, I'm one of those people who would just buy games that I want to buy. Reviews are important, and I think it's nice to watch those. But sometimes, even games that I know aren't going to be the best, if I have my mind made up, I'll just buy a game. This is one of those games that I'm going to have to sit back and really watch a bunch of reviews and see if it's patched or whatever. So this is one of those games that, like, yes, I think you can pre-order it now through a couple retailers. And I'm not here to tell you what to do with your money, but I am here to say be cautious on this one. Now, something that seemed like just a huge reach, right? Because when we look at every other game from this developer, publisher, whatever, they just didn't show up on the Switch or the Wii U. And that is games from Rockstar. Like, yes, we got the GTA trilogy, which was, a nightmare at launch. Then we got Red Dead Redemption, which was a great port on the Switch. I think it was a phenomenal port. And it does have a free Switch 2 upgrade. But we didn't get GTA 4, which is, that's crazy. No port of Bully, no Red Dead Redemption 2, no Grand Theft Auto 5. So without getting any of those games, what is the chances that we would get Grand Theft Auto 6? You would say 0. But man, there is so much information coming out. Some of it from credible places, some from sources where you're like, I don't know about that. But we have even more evidence today that it could potentially happen. Like, we're not saying it's happening, but what this is saying is it is actually being worked on by Rockstar. So this is coming from Special Nick, which I just explained, I think, in a recent video. Like, they're not a leaker, but they're an actual industry insider with firsthand knowledge. And when they say stuff, 9 times out of 10, it's actually happening. Special Nick responds to Nash Widow claim that GTA 6 is coming to the Switch 2. For what it's worth, I haven't heard it's coming, but I have heard that they're working with Rockstar Take-Two to try to make it happen. So this is promising, and if I can find it, I'll put it on the screen. But Nate the Hate even said that he heard that Rockstar was testing GTA 6 on the Switch 2 like 6 or 8 months ago, or maybe even a year ago at this point, whatever. So I'm not here to stir up this whole console wars dumbass stuff, because honestly, who the hell cares? Just play games. The world sucks, man. Enjoy what you enjoy. I don't know the Xbox sales numbers off the top of my head. I want to say like between the Series S and Series X, 70 million. I'm just guessing here. I could be way off. So we know the predominant place that Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be played is on the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 5 Pro. That's where I'm going to be picking it up on my PS5, and I'm going to enjoy it. Now on Xbox, that's obviously going to be the second most popular install base. But at some point during this generation, transitioning into the next generation, there's a good chance that the Nintendo Switch 2 will overtake whatever the Xbox Series consoles are. Maybe that will happen before the next Xbox console comes out, or maybe during, or maybe after, whatever. But the point I'm trying to make is, at some point, the Switch 2 will overtake the Xbox. So let's just say the Switch 2 some way, somehow, in 2 years has sold 70, 80 million consoles, whatever. And that's a crazy number. Let's just say 50 million consoles. And at some point, the Xbox just stops selling, which it pretty much seems like it's already happening. Why would Rockstar and Take-Two not put GTA 6 on the Nintendo Switch 2 when it could potentially become the second highest install base for this game? Not saying it would be, but it could potentially be that once the Switch 2 sold 50 million plus consoles, and nobody's buying Xbox consoles anymore because they're not sure about the future of Microsoft and Xbox, and the Xbox is like $800 or $900 at that point, right? I think it's $800 already. I just feel like the way everything is rolling out and happening, every day, more and more, Grand Theft Auto 6 coming over to the Nintendo Switch 2 seems way more likely. But ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about this? Because your opinion matters most. So in the comments below, I would love to hear from you guys. I seen a comment last time I talked about GTA 6. Somebody was like, am I the only person who doesn't care about Grand Theft Auto 6? Bro, there's millions of people who truly don't give a shit. I just like the games and I'm excited for it. So that's why I'm talking about it. I don't even know why I needed to like respond to that, but yeah, I did. So let me know what you guys are thinking. And if you made it all the way to this part of the video, if you could do me a favor, hit a like and subscribe on the way out. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter on the way out, and consider becoming a channel member, as that is the ultimate way to support this community, and I would forever be into your debt. And you guys know me, I'll see you very soon with a new video. Peace.